Rain beats her head. Her rich boss opens the big gate and kicks his poor cleaner into the dark street. She cries, "Please, my son, my old mother." One. He laughs and locks the gate. Now listen. 21 years later, that same billionaire stands at her gate, on his knees, begging her to save him. Subscribe to watch the full story. Kemi woke up before sunrise. Her room was small. The roof had cracks. Cold air touched her skin. She sat up slowly. She did not complain. She was used to it. She knelt beside her bed. Her knees touched the hard floor. She closed her eyes. "God, please help me today," she whispered. Her phone rang. She opened her eyes fast. It was the woman watching her son. "Mama, Deji is fine," the woman said. "He is dressing for school." Kemi smiled. Her tired face became soft. "Thank you," Kemi said. "Please tell him I love him." The call ended. Kemi held her phone close. She opened a small photo. It was old and bent. It was her son, Deji, 5 years old. He had bright eyes, a big smile. Every night, he said the same thing. "Mummy, I will be a doctor." That sentence lived in her heart. She stood up. She wore her old uniform. It was clean, but faded. She tied her scarf tight. She picked her small bag. Then she stepped outside. The morning air was cool. The road was busy. People rushed to work. Big cars passed her. Some splashed dirty water. She did not react. She walked fast. She needed the money. Mr. Damalola paid well, but he was not kind. Everyone knew that. His house stood in a rich area. Tall walls. Strong gate. Security everywhere. Kemi greeted the guard. "Good morning, sir." The guard nodded. No smile. Inside the compound, the house looked like a palace. Shiny floors, cold air, quiet halls. Kemi changed into her work clothes. She picked her mop and bucket. She started cleaning. She worked with care, like the house was hers. Other workers moved softly. No one talked loud. Fear lived in that house. Mr. Damalola liked silence. He liked control. When he walked, people held their breath. That morning, he passed by. His face was hard. His voice was sharp. "Why is this place still wet?" he shouted. Kemi bowed her head. "I just finished, sir." He hissed. "Do it again." She nodded. "Yes, sir." She did not argue. Hours passed. The sun went down slowly. Rain clouds filled the sky. Thunder spoke far away. Kemi was still working. Her back hurt. Her hands shook. But she kept going. Her phone buzzed. She checked quickly. It was a voice note from Deji. "Mummy," he said. "I read today. Teacher said I did well. I will be a doctor." Kemi smiled with tears. "My strong boy," she whispered. Rain started falling hard. Water hit the windows. Lightning flashed. Kemi wiped the floor near the big hall. Her shoes were wet. She stepped back. Her foot slipped. Time slowed down. The glass art fell. It hit the floor. It broke. If Kemi's pain touched your heart, please subscribe now. This is only the beginning of her journey. The sound was loud, sharp. Everyone froze. Kemi's heart dropped. She stood still. Her hands shook. Footsteps came fast. Mr. Damalola rushed in. He looked at the broken glass. His face changed. His eyes burned. "Who did this?" he roared. No one spoke. Kemi stepped forward slowly. "I did, sir," she said. "It was an accident." His laughter was cold. "Accident," he shouted. Workers watched in fear. Kemi felt small, very small. Rain hit the roof harder. Thunder answered his anger. And that night was about to change her life forever. Mr. Damalola walked closer. His shoes shined. His face was tight. He looked at the broken glass again. Then he looked at Kemi. "Do you know how much this costs?" he shouted. Kemi shook her head. "I am sorry, sir." "Sorry" made him angrier. "You are useless," he said. "Very useless." The words cut her heart. Other workers stood still. No one spoke. No one moved. Mr. Damalola pointed at her. "You village girl," he said. "You bring dirt everywhere." Kemi felt heat on her face. Shame burned her skin. "I clean with care," she said softly. "I did not plan this." He laughed, a loud laugh. "Plan?" he said. "You people never plan." Rain thundered outside. He grabbed her arm. His grip was hard. "Come out," he said. Kemi almost fell. She tried to balance. "Sir, please," she begged. He dragged her across the hall. Workers followed with their eyes. Her mop fell. Her bucket tipped. Water spilled. No one helped her. They reached the big door. Rain noise was loud now. Kemi dropped to her knees. She cried. Her tears mixed with sweat. "Sir, please," she said. "My mother is sick. My son is small." She held his leg. "My son wants to be a doctor." Her voice shook. "Please," she said again. "I need this job." Mr. Damalola kicked her hand away. "Get up," he shouted. She did not stand. Her body was weak. He opened the door wide. Cold rain rushed inside. Wind pushed hard. Workers stepped back. "Out," he said. Kemi tried to speak, but words failed her. He pushed her. She fell outside. Mud touched her knees. Rain hit her face. She gasped. He threw her small bag out. It landed in the mud. Then her clothes, one by one. "Take your rubbish," he shouted. Kemi crawled to her bag. Her hands were shaking. "Never come back here," he said. She looked up at him. Her eyes were full of tears. She wanted to speak, but the rain was loud. He slammed the door. The sound was heavy. The light inside went off. Silence came. Only rain spoke now. Kemi sat on the ground. Her clothes were wet. Her body shook. She hugged herself. Cars passed outside. No one stopped. She looked at the gate. It was tall, cold. She pulled out the photo. Her son smiled at her. "Mommy," she whispered. "I am still strong." Her teeth shook. Thunder cracked the sky. Kemi closed her eyes. That night was dark, very dark. But deep in that rain, something was born. A pain, a fire, a promise. And that promise would not stay small. Rain beat the road without rest. Kemi sat near the gate. Her back touched the cold wall. Her clothes were heavy with water. Her hands shook. Her lips were pale. Cars passed fast. Light flashed. No one stopped. She pulled her knees close. She tried to stand. Her legs failed her. She breathed hard. Her chest felt tight. She looked at the sky. Dark clouds moved slow. "God," she whispered, "please hear me." Rain ran down her face. No one could tell if it was rain or tears. "I have no power," she said. "I have no voice." She held her small bag. It was dirty now. Wet. She opened it. Inside was the photo. Her son, Deji. She wiped the photo with her palm. Mud stayed on the edges, but his smile came back clear. "My son," she said softly. "I am still alive." Her voice broke. "God," she cried, "if you save me and my son, I will not forget poor people." Her teeth shook. Her body leaned forward. "If you lift me from this shame," she said again, "I will spend my life lifting others." Thunder rolled far away. Her head dropped. Her eyes closed. She almost fainted. A small engine sound came close. A kiki slowed down. Light shone on her wet body. A woman jumped down fast. "Hey," the woman said. "Sister, are you okay?" She touched Kemi's shoulder. Kemi opened her eyes slowly. The woman was strong, wide face, firm voice. "Stand up," she said. "This rain can kill." "I cannot," Kemi whispered. The woman looked around. No one else cared. She bent down. She lifted Kemi with effort. She helped her into the keke. "Where do you stay?" the woman asked. Kemi shook her head. "I have nowhere," she said. The woman paused. Then she nodded once. "Then you are coming with me." The keke moved again. Rain followed them. Roads were dark. Water filled the sides. They stopped near a small house. The paint was old. The door was weak, but light was on inside. The woman helped Kemi in. The room was small, but warm. She shut the door tight. Rain stayed outside. "Sit," the woman said. She brought a dry wrapper. Clean, soft. "Change your clothes," she said. Kemi obeyed slowly. The woman poured hot pap. Steam rose high. "Drink," she said. Slow. Kemi held the cup. Her hands still shook. The warm drink touched her lips. Her chest felt free. Tears came again. "What is your name?" the woman asked. "Kemi," she replied. "I am Mama Grace," the woman said. Kemi told her story, bit by bit, about the mansion, the glass, the shouting. She talked about her sick mother, her small son. She showed the photo. "My son wants to be a doctor," she said with shame. "But I am only a cleaner." Mama Grace looked at the photo. She smiled. "Cleaner today," she said, "does not mean cleaner forever." Kemi raised her eyes. Mama Grace went on. "Small work done well can open big doors." Those words entered Kemi's heart. That night, Kemi slept on the floor. Her body was tired, but her heart felt light. For the first time in many days, she felt safe. Morning came slowly. The rain had stopped, but the road was still wet. Kemi opened her eyes. Her body felt heavy, but she was warm. She sat up. She looked around. The room was small, plain walls, old chair, but peace lived there. Mama Grace was already awake. She swept the floor. Her movements were calm. "Good morning," Mama Grace said. "Good morning," Kemi replied. She tried to stand. Her legs shook. Mama Grace noticed. "Sit," she said. "Your body needs rest." She brought bread. She brought tea. "Eat small," she said. Kemi ate slowly. Each bite gave her strength. After a while, Mama Grace sat down. "Tell me your full story," she said. Kemi took a deep breath. She talked about her village, her sick mother, her small son. She talked about coming to the city, looking for work, finding cleaning jobs. She talked about Mr. Damilola, his house, his anger. Her voice broke when she spoke about the rain. Mama Grace listened. She did not interrupt. When Kemi finished, silence filled the room. Mama Grace nodded slowly. "Men like that," she said, "think money is God." She paused. "But money has no soul," she went on. "God is bigger." Kemi wiped her face. Mama Grace stood up. "Life will not end here," she said. "But it will not be easy." She picked 2 buckets, 2 mops. "I clean offices," she said. "Small ones." Kemi looked up. "I need help." Mama Grace said, "You can work with me." Kemi's eyes filled with tears again. "You will pay me?" she asked. "Yes," Mama Grace replied. "Small money, but honest money." Kemi nodded fast. "Thank you," she said. That same day, they went out together. They cleaned a small shop first, then an office. Kemi worked with care. She cleaned corners. She wiped slow. Mama Grace watched her. "You are neat," she said. Kemi smiled shyly. At the end of the day, Mama Grace paid her. The money was small, but it was clean. Kemi held it tight. That night, she called the woman watching Deji. "Please," she said. "Use this for his school." Her voice shook. Later, Mama Grace sat with her again. "Money alone is not enough," she said. She brought a small book. "You must learn," she said. "To read, to write." Kemi felt shy. "I stopped school early," she said. Mama Grace smiled. "Then you start again," she said. She told Kemi about free night classes, about saving money, about writing expenses. "Every coin must speak," Mama Grace said. Kemi listened with focus. Days turned into weeks. Kemi cleaned in the day. She learned at night. She read slow. She wrote slow. But she did not stop. Her hands became strong. Her mind became clear. She started keeping records. Small notes. Small plans. Mama Grace trusted her more. Soon, another girl joined them. 3 women. 1 goal. Late one night, Kemi sat alone. She looked at the sky. She remembered the rain. The shame. She closed her eyes. "God," she whispered, "I will not fail." But deep inside, she felt fear, because she did not know that before big lifting comes, a bigger test must appear. Kemi has started to rise, but her test is not over yet. Subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. Years did not move fast. They moved step by step. 1 year passed, then 2, then 5. Kemi worked every day. Her hands grew strong. Her back learned pain. She cleaned offices in the morning. She cleaned shops in the afternoon. At night, she went to class. She sat on wooden chairs. She held a pen with care. Letters were hard at first. Words looked strange. But she did not give up. Mama Grace sat beside her many nights. "Slow is fine," she said. "Just do not stop." Kemi learned to read signs. She learned to write names. She learned to count money. Soon, she started helping Mama Grace with plans. How much we earn. How much we save. Small steps, but strong steps. More work came. A bank called them. Then a school. Their work was clean. Their time was right. People talked. "Those women are honest," they said. Kemi saved every small coin. She sent money to the village. Her mother got medicine. She paid Deji's school fees. Deji grew taller. His voice became clear. He read books at night, by candlelight. "Mummy," he said on phone. "I still want to be a doctor." Kemi smiled every time. Years passed again. Mama Grace grew tired. Her knees hurt. One evening, she sat Kemi down. "You must lead now," she said. Kemi was scared. "I am just a cleaner," she replied. Mama Grace shook her head. "You are more," she said. That night, Kemi made a choice. She registered a small name, Royal Hands Cleaning. It was not big. Just paper. Just hope. 3 women wore simple uniforms. They worked with pride. Royal Hands cleaned offices. Small ones, then bigger ones. Kemi hired widows, single mothers. She paid them fair. She spoke to them with respect. "No shouting here," she said. The business grew slowly. 10 years passed. Royal Hands now had many workers. Kemi rented a small office. She bought a second mop machine. Deji was now a young boy. Smart. Quiet. He passed exams with ease. One day, a letter came. Deji got admission. Medical school. Kemi's hands shook. Her heart jumped. She cried with joy. Then she read the paper again. The fees were high. Very high. Her joy fell. At the same time, trouble came. A big client refused to pay. Rent was due. Workers waited for salary. Kemi sat alone that night. Bills on the table. Deji's letter in her hand. She prayed. Her heart broke in two. One side was her son. One side was her people. She remembered the rain. She remembered her promise. Morning came. Kemi made her choice. She paid her workers. She paid the rent. She closed her eyes and called Deji. "My son," she said. "You will wait this term." Silence followed. Then Deji spoke. "Mom," he said, "I trust you." Tears rolled down her face. She did not know then that waiting was not loss. It was the road to something bigger. The days after that call stayed heavy. Not one day passed easy. Kemi woke before dawn. Sleep left her eyes early. She sat on her bed. She held her chest. Pain lived there, but she stood up. She washed her face. She wore her simple dress. Work did not wait. At the office, she checked the job list. She checked the tools. She walked through the rooms. Workers watched her. They saw the stress, but they also saw strength. "Good morning," she said. Her voice was calm. That calm gave them peace. At night, when the noise stopped, Kemi felt the pain again. She sat alone. The room was quiet. She picked Deji's letter. She read it slowly. The words hurt her. Medical school. School fees. She pressed the paper to her chest. "God," she whispered, "please do not let my son suffer." Days passed. Weeks passed. Deji stayed home. He woke early. He studied. He helped neighbors. He taught small kids. He never complained. One night, he called his mother. "Mommy," he said. "I am fine." Kemi closed her eyes. "You are strong," she replied. Then the call came. It was early morning. Her phone rang. "Good day," the voice said. "This is Sunrise Bank." Kemi froze. "We watched your team," the voice went on. "Your work is clean." Her heart beat fast. "We need your company," the voice said. Kemi held the phone tight. "Yes," she said. "We will do our best." The job was big, very big. Royal Hands worked day and night. Kemi led the team herself. She trained them again. "Clean corners," she said. "Be on time. Respect people." The bank manager smiled. "You are different," he said. Payment came on time. For the first time in years, Kemi breathed deep. Soon, another company called, then another. Royal Hands grew fast. More women joined. Widows, single mothers. Kemi welcomed them all. "No one is small here," she said. Money became steady. One evening, Kemi called everyone together. She stood in front of them. "I want to help your children," she said. Faces lifted. "We will start a small fund," she said. "For school." Tears flowed. The fund began. Small but real. The first name written was Deji Adeyemi. When Kemi told him, he went silent. "Mummy," he said softly. "I waited." She smiled through tears. "And God remembered," she replied. Far away, another story was breaking. Mr. Damilola sat alone. His big office was empty. Phones stayed quiet. Accounts froze. Friends vanished. His wife left. Cars were sold. Houses went. Rain fell again one night. He stood by a small window. For the first time, the rain was not music. It was a warning. Morning light filled the office. Royal Hands was alive now. Phones rang again and again. Workers walked in and out. Footsteps filled the space. Kemi stood near the desk. Her face was calm. Her eyes were sharp. She checked the work list. One job, then another. Every name mattered. Every worker mattered. The bank contract had changed many things. Money came on time now. Rent was paid early. Salaries were paid with smiles. For the first time in many years, Kemi slept without fear. She no longer woke up with pain in her chest. She woke with hope. One morning, she entered the training room. Young women sat on benches. Some held bags tight. Some looked at the floor. They were scared. But they were ready. Kemi stood before them. "These hands," she said, raising her palms, once cleaned floors for insult. The room stayed quiet. "These same hands," she went on, "now sign contracts." Eyes lifted. "If I can stand," she said softly, "you can stand too." Is the stand. She taught them how to clean well, how to talk with respect, how to greet clients. "No shouting here," she said. "No shame here." The women nodded. Royal hands grew wider. More banks joined. Hotels called. Schools asked for help. The name moved across the city. People said, "Call Madam Kemi." At home that evening, Kemi held her phone. She dialed her son's number. "Deji," she said, "I have good news." He listened in silence. "The fund is ready," she said. "You are going to medical school." For a moment, there was no sound. Then Deji spoke. His voice shook. "Mummy," he said, "God did not forget us." Tears filled Kemi's eyes. "No," she replied. "He never does." The day Deji left for school, Kemi followed him to the gate. His bag was new, but his heart was humble. He hugged her tight. "I will study hard," he said. "I will help people." Kemi nodded. "You already do," she replied. While one life was rising, another was breaking. Mr. Damalola sat alone in his big house. The rooms felt cold now. Too quiet. Letters filled the table. Red marks. Strong words. Court dates. Frozen accounts. He called his partners. No one answered. He called old friends. Phones stayed silent. One morning, men came with files. They spoke calmly. But their words cut deep. "The house no longer belongs to you." Mr. Damalola laughed. Then his laugh died. Fear entered his eyes. Days later, his wife packed her bags. "I cannot suffer," she said. She walked out. The gate closed behind her. Cars were sold. Jewels left his hands. The big house became empty. Soon, he moved to a small room. The walls were weak. The light was dim. Neighbors did not greet him. He walked the streets alone, head down. Once, doors opened for him. Now, doors shut. One afternoon, he stood near a bus stop. People talked nearby. "Royal hands cleaned our office." One man said, "They are honest." Another replied. Mr. Damalola froze. That name touched him hard. Royal hands. His heart beat fast. He did not know why. Dark clouds gathered above him. Rain started falling again. He pulled his coat close. He did not know yet, but the rain that lifted a cleaner was still falling. And this time, it was falling on him. The fall did not happen in one day. It came slow, like sickness. Mr. Damalola woke up each morning, with fear in his chest. He sat on the small bed. The room smelled damp. No soft rug. No big window. Only silence. He washed his face with cold water. The mirror showed a tired man. Gray hair. Dry lips. He did not like what he saw. He walked outside. The street was rough. People passed him. No greetings. Once, drivers rushed to open doors for him. Now, no one noticed him. He tried to get work. He walked into offices. He wore his old suit. "I can help," he said. People looked at him, then shook their heads. "We do not know you," they said. Trust was gone. One afternoon, he sat on a bench. Hunger twisted his stomach. He watched workers eat lunch. Laughter filled the air. He remembered his own office. Big table, soft chair. He remembered shouting, pointing fingers. His heart felt heavy. At the same time, Royal Hands was growing again. Kemi stood in a new office. The paint was fresh. The air was bright. Workers filled the space. She walked around. She greeted everyone. "How is your child? How is your mother?" She listened. She cared. That made people work harder. One morning, she received a letter. It was from a hotel group. They wanted a long contract. Kemi closed her eyes. "Thank you, God," she whispered. She signed the paper with calm hands. Royal Hands became a big name, not loud, but trusted. Kemi did not forget the poor. She increased the help fund. More children went to school. More mothers smiled. At night, Kemi sat alone. She remembered the rain, the gate, the shame. She breathed deep. Never again, she said softly. Back on the street, Mr. Damalola coughed. His body grew weak. Cold nights hurt him. Rain fell again. Water ran into his shoes. He stood under a shop roof. The owner chased him away. Go, the man said. Mr. Damalola moved on. His legs shook. He had nowhere to go. That evening, he walked without plan. Rain followed him. Lights shined ahead. Tall gates appeared. A rich estate. He slowed down. The place looked warm, safe. He stepped closer. Security lights turned on. He stood before a big gate. Cars moved inside. Voices sounded happy. On the wall, a name stood clear. Royal Hands Group. His heart jumped. The name hit him like thunder. Memories rushed in. Broken glass. A woman crying. Rain pouring. His head spun. He held the gate. Pain moved through him. Pride spoke inside. Do not beg, it said. Hunger answered louder. His knees bent. He raised his hand. It shook. He knocked once. Then again, a guard came out. What do you want? The guard asked. Mr. Damalola swallowed hard. Please, he said. His voice was weak. Tell your madam. He paused. The name burned his mouth. Damalola is here. Rain fell harder. The gate stayed closed. Inside, a decision was about to be made. Rain fell again that evening. Slow at first, then hard. Mr. Damalola stood at the gate. Water ran down his face. His clothes were thin. His body shook. The guard looked at him. Up and down. Old man, the guard said. Why are you here? Mr. Damalola swallowed. His throat was dry. Please, he said. I need help. The guard frowned. This is not a place for beggars, he replied. Mr. Damalola held the gate bar. His fingers were weak. Please, he said again. Just tell your madam. The guard crossed his arms. What is your name? He asked. For a moment, Mr. Damalola could not speak. The rain spoke for him. He closed his eyes. Damalola, he said. The guard paused. Wait here, the guard said. He turned and walked inside. Mr. Damalola leaned on the gate. His knees bent. He almost fell. Inside the compound, cars were parked neat. Lights were bright. Workers moved with smiles. The guard entered the office. Madam, he said. There is an old man at the gate. Kemi looked up. He says his name is Damalola. The room went quiet. Kemi's pen dropped from her hand. Her heart skipped. That name touched her like fire. The past rushed in. Rain. Cold floor. Broken glass. Her body froze. Where is he? She asked softly. At the gate, the guard replied. Kemi stood up slowly. Her legs felt heavy. She walked to the window. She looked outside. She saw a weak man, bent, shaking. Rain covered him. Her breath caught. That is him, she whispered. Memories filled her eyes. Staff gathered behind her. They heard the name. Anger rose. That man? One woman asked. The wicked one? Another said. He does not deserve help. Someone whispered. Kemi closed her eyes. Her heart fought itself. Pain spoke. Anger answered. Then another voice rose. Her promise. That night in the rain. If you lift me, she remembered, I will lift others. She opened her eyes. Open the gate, she said. The guard looked shocked. Madam? He asked. Open it, she said again. The gate moved slowly. Rain rushed in. Mr. Damalola stepped forward. His legs failed him. He fell to his knees. Water splashed. He tried to stand. He could not. Kemi walked closer. Staff watched in silence. Mr. Damalola looked up. Kemi, he said. His voice broke. I was wicked, he cried. I had power. I used it wrong. He bowed his head. I have nothing, he said. No house. No family. Please forgive me. Rain mixed with his tears. Kemi stood still. Her hands shook. She remembered her son, her workers, her life. She breathed deep. Stand up, she said softly. He tried. She signaled the guard. They helped him sit. She gave him a blanket. Bring warm tea, she said. The staff obeyed. People from nearby houses came out. They saw the scene. They whispered. Kemi turned to them. This man, she said, once used power to break me. Mr. Damalola bowed his head. Today, she continued, he will speak for himself. All eyes turned to him. The rain slowed. A heavy moment filled the air. and the city, was about to hear a truth it would never forget. Mr. Damalola lifted his head slowly. His eyes were red, his hands shook. People stood around him. Workers, neighbors, guards. Rain dropped soft now, like it was listening. Kemi looked at him. She did not shout. She did not smile. "Speak," she said. Her voice was calm, but strong. Mr. Damalola swallowed hard. "I was proud," he said. "I thought money made me big." His voice broke. "I forgot people are human," he continued. Some workers looked away. "I insulted the poor," he said. "I laughed at tears." He raised his face. "That night," he said slowly, "I threw this woman into rain." A murmur moved through the crowd. "I thought I was strong," he cried, "but I was small." Tears ran down his face. "Life broke me," he said, "just like I broke others." He tried to kneel again. The guard held him. Kemi raised her hand. "That is enough," she said. She turned to the crowd. "This man hurt me," she said. "Yes, but hate will not heal me," she added. She faced Mr. Damalola again. "That night," she said, "you showed me how low a human can go." Her voice shook. "But God used that rain," she went on, "to open my eyes." She took a deep breath. "If I become like you," she said, "then I learned nothing." Silence filled the space. Kemi spoke again. "I will not make you rich," she said. "I will not give you power." Mr. Damalola nodded. "But I will not throw you away," she continued. She pointed to the side building. "There is a small room," she said, "clean, safe. You will stay there," she told him. He looked up in shock. "You will eat," she said. "You will rest." She paused. "But every morning," she added, "you will sit with my workers." "If you urge," Mr. Damalola listened. "You will hear their stories," she said. "The pain you once mocked." He bowed his head. "I accept," he whispered. Kemi nodded. The crowd slowly stepped back. Rain stopped fully. The night grew quiet. Days passed. Mr. Damalola kept his word. He woke early. He sat with workers. He listened. Mothers spoke. Widows spoke. He cried many times. His heart changed. Months later, far away, a young doctor walked through hospital halls. Deji wore a white coat. His face was calm. An old man lay on the bed. Weak, tired. Deji checked his pulse. He smiled gently. "Do not worry," he said. "You are safe." The old man looked up. It was Mr. Damalola. Tears filled his eyes. "Your mother," he whispered. "Saved my life." Deji nodded. "She taught me how," he replied. Outside the hospital, Kemi stood by a gate. Sunlight touched her face. She looked into the camera, and she spoke the lesson of her life. Never look down on anyone. Money today is not power forever. God can use shame to train you. If God lifts you, use your power to heal, not to destroy. Kemi's story teaches us one truth. Never look down on anyone. If this story moved you, subscribe, like, and share, so more people can learn this lesson.